Yo, what is up? It's Finn State with CB83A coming to you for another quick banger of a show. Man, the Miami Dolphins draft has kind of concluded, kind of wrapped up. And man, we got a bunch of new players. Something else to be excited about. I appreciate everybody just stopping in, showing love real quick. Do your boy a favor on the way in, punch the like button, punch it like bow, hit it in the mouth. Hit that like button for your boy, man. We're going to go up. I got a couple guests coming through, so it'll be fun. We're going to have a good time. Talk about the draft. Is the Miami Dolphins rebuilding? Are they in reset mode? What is going on? But shout out to everybody who's in here. Let's get this thing cracking on this great Saturday, man. Let's go. Let's crank it. 15 in the building. Punch the like button on your way in. Hey, we gotta go up. It's Saturday. We gotta go up. Let's crank it. Yes, sir. Man, I got some people upset at me about my draft analysis, but we gonna rock it anyways. Let's get it cracking. Yeah, we here. Stop playing with us, man. I see you. Insanity in the building. Hey, everyone. Let's get this thing popping, man. Let's go. Stay zooted. We here, dog. Kane's in the building. Salute CB83 and everyone. What's cracking? Red, white, and Bills in the building. Hey, thank goodness. Football talk. None of that other stuff we had going on earlier today. Hey, just cause talk. Getting to these draft picks, some draft analysis. Did Grier cook up? Hey, did Grier cook up, TDR? Hey, let's go, man. Southpaw Brad in the building. Hey, the Heat get their boots smoked. Hey, shout out to you guys, man. This is going to be fun. This one will be a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're going to get this thing cracking. Hey, and this video is being brought to you by BetUS. Hey, if you're into the sports betting, do yourself a favor. Get that 125% sports bonus. Use the promo code CB83. Let's get this thing cracking, man. Hey, let's go ahead and do it, man. What are we giving the Dolphins as far as a draft grade? What are we giving the Miami Dolphins? A, B, C, D, F, G, minus, A plus, B plus, C minus. What we giving the Dolphins on draft grades? I want to see it in the chat. Give me your draft grade. I know some people were upset initially with the Chop Robinson pick. People were upset with the Paul pick, the tackle out of Houston. Man, Glenn said an F. An F, Glenn. Glenn said he got an F. That is wild. Man. Glenn says an F. Money Mitch says a C. Okay. We average. Okay. My man Bernard Simpset says B. My man Stay Zooted says Grier did a good job. Certain fans are mad because it didn't match their mock drafts or the PFF analytics stats. I laugh at those people. Ahmad on TD channel timed me out because I call them miserable. Dang. Why they tripping, bro? Why they tripping? Pittsburgh Dolphin fan says B plus. Okay. Drafting for the future. TDR says an A, hands down. Don't get it twisted. Yee. I see you, TDR. Hey, and TDR does a lot of draft stuff on his Twitter/X page too. If y'all don't follow TDR on Twitter or X, you gotta go check my man out. Hey, he be giving you some good information. Shout out to the homie TDR, man. Troy Hicks says a B. Stay Zooted says a B plus. And Glenn goes on to say, how does one player from the draft help Miami this year? I think Chop Robinson, just straight off the bat, I think Chop Robinson will get a lot of run this year. He'll get a lot of opportunities. He'll play in that rotational role where you're looking for a guy to come in and rush the passer. But I think he's going to get plenty of opportunities this year to prove that he can make plays out there defensively. So I think he's going to get a chance to help us get after some of these QBs that we're dealing with, some of these really good QBs. The Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens of the world, right? We just had a hard time stopping those guys last year. Those good QBs went off on us. We gotta find a way to slow those guys down. And that's why we went with 2 edge defenders kind of early on in the draft. We got 2 guys hurt. We brought in some guys in free agency, but we also have to start getting younger there and just getting better there. We got to get younger and we got to get better there at the edge position, right? And even Mike McDaniel and Grier said it. We draft those guys every year because we're looking for those premium position guys. Right? I talk to you guys about this all the time. And if you in here, do me a favor. We got 30 in the room. Hit the like button on your way in. But we have these conversations. Subscribe to the channel, right? We have these conversations about guys who are in premium positions, right? These edge defenders, premium positions, right? These tackles, these offensive tackles, right? They're out there on an island by themselves blocking those edge defenders, premium position. We saw the run on tackles early in the draft, right? Defense kind of got pushed to the wayside early on in the draft, right? Kind of got pushed by the wayside. But you saw those guys slowly start to come off the board because they're premium positions. Those tackles, those edge defenders, the cornerbacks, the wide receivers, those are guys that are typically going to go high. They're out there trying to win on an island by themselves, right? Linebackers, really not so much. Interior guys, not so much. Interior offensive line guys, not so much. But those premium position guys, those guys that are on that island, they're going to get picked. And they're important. They got to win their one-on-one battles. So very important players. So I think Chop's going to get an opportunity. Now, the Paul pick is it's a little bit different, right? We pick a tackle, super athletic, super strong, right? The profile is there, right? I coached offensive line for 10 years, right? High school level. I played high school and played at the collegiate level. He has all the tools, right? Has all the tools. Now you just need to fit him into Mike McDaniel's scheme. And the thing I do like about Mike McDaniel's scheme when it comes to offensive linemen, it's very player friendly, right? He tries to keep his guys heavy on their hands. And he's trying to keep guys moving forward instead of moving backwards all the time. And sometimes you got to move backwards. Sometimes you got to pass protect. But he's always going to slide. There's a lot of slide protection. There's a lot of sprint out, things like that to keep the guys moving, keep them moving in unison, and keep them kind of helping one another. So Paul will be, and all of these guys are projects, but Paul will be kind of analyzed to see, hey, where is he going to fit right away, right? I'm not opposed to playing him at guard. I'm not opposed to, hey, if he's good enough, if he shows signs that he's good enough to play right away, hey, get him in there. Let him play, right? Maybe you kick Austin Jackson inside. There's a couple of things you could do to move things around, but you got some options there, right? But we picked a couple edge defenders, right? A couple receivers, right? A safety. I thought the Miami Dolphins did a good job, and we're going to go through kind of every prospect and kind of talk about them briefly. But, I mean, I would give the Dolphins maybe a B+ on the draft. Not quite an A, not a home run, but I think they did a good job of figuring it out, right? And getting guys that can fill voids right now and make plays for you. Stay Zuda says Falcons are seriously mad at the Penix pick. That Penix pick. Dolph fans have nothing on Falcons fans' rage at the moment. Okay, I hear you. Red Riding Bill says Chop got the fastest first step I ever seen. If he can get technically sound, he'll be really good, and that's what's impressive about him. his physical profile is just off the charts. His raw athletic score is just ridiculous, right? Like 97th percentile in a lot of areas. Chop is going to be explosive. I think he's going to be a more explosive, faster Nick Bosa. And that's ceiling type situation, right? He could, fall off too and not be a guy. But I think Chop is going to be, he's got a super athletic profile. He's going to make plays. And he's a football player. Like some guys, you just get on the field and they're going to be a football player. It's kind of like Andrew Van Ginkel. Andrew Van Ginkel didn't have the crazy athleticism. He was a good player, but you get him on the field and he's just a football player. He's going to find the ball. He's going to be around the ball. So I'm looking forward to seeing him get out there and play. And then, speaking of Chop, I got one of the Chop experts himself, EM Dolphin. What's good, man? What's going on with you?
CB, what is good, my friend?
What's poppin',
What is
man?
good? Hey, man, I'm feeling pretty darn good right now about this team. Everything that I've seen today, really the draft as a whole, I think we had Chris Grier has done an excellent job of addressing a lot of key positions on this team, on this roster. And again, he upgraded tremendously from an athletic standpoint, not only with Chop Robinson, not only with Paul, right? Again, I know he's a little underdeveloped and he needs some development, but the traits are there, right? And then you follow that up with Jalen Wright, arguably, a top 5 running back, top 3 running back in this draft. Malik Washington. I mean, bro, he value picks in my estimation. I think Chris Grier did a tremendous job. I don't understand a lot of the pushback that I'm seeing on social media platforms, Twitter, YouTube. I really don't understand. I don't get it. But in my opinion, they've done an excellent job. With the draft as a whole, bro.
Yeah, man, and I agree with you, man. And I didn't even mention the Jalen Wright pick, the Tennessee running back. Man, what crazy
Phenomenal.
speed.
Phenomenal.
Speed.
Size too, CB.
Size.
And he's bringing the power element with him, right? And I kind of tapped in with Reason a little bit, and we kind of were going over our assessment of him, the player. And again, we both were in agreement. Very good north and south guy. He's not just a speed. He's just not trying to get to that perimeter, right? He's just as dominant in a north-south format as well as east and west. So he's got the prerequisite size at 210. To me, at the NFL level, that's a sweet spot in terms of pounds for the running back position. And then you throw in the sub 4.4 speed. And look at the production at Tennessee. The production is there. The profile is there. A lot of people's, they were shocked that he was able to get to the 4th round. So another extreme value pick for Chris Grier.
Yeah, man, I was impressed with the pick. And honestly, we need one of those guys who can just run between the tackles and do the dirty work, right? A-Chain and Mostert, not really dirty work type guys, right? They just are a little bit different in terms of running the football. They'd rather be outside. We do have some other guys on the roster who, could emerge, but Jalen Wright could be that guy. And honestly, you need guys like him on your team because you need a guy who's versatile and you can put in on every down and it's not a tell, right? Like
100%.
If you get into a passing down and you got kind of Mostert and A-Chain in there, it becomes more difficult to kind of scheme for that because if they send some heat at you, you might get blown up, right? You might get blown up in that A gap. So I mean, I think it's a good pick. I mean, I think the Miami Dolphins kind of hit on things they needed, right? Voids they had. Even in the backfield, you think about our running back room down the stretch. We just couldn't stay healthy, right? Couldn't stay healthy. We got banged up. You need to get beefier there. You need to get some size in that room. So I think it's a solid play.
And they did that, and they're not losing the home run element either. Because he
got the speed,
Hey, he can give you exactly what Mostert, pretty much exactly what Mostert and A-Chain can give you from a home run threat standpoint. So you add the power, you add the additional size with him. Home run, like I said, extreme value pick for Chris Grier, bro. Extreme value. And why not just double up? And I'm a proponent of build them upon a strength, especially at that area in the draft, right?
Yeah.
Why not make a strength on your team even stronger? So, I know a lot of people, I might be the minority, but I felt like coming into the draft, Chris Grier did a very good job to put us in a position to where we could go BPA best player available, right? Because I don't think other than, and again, I might be in a minority, but there wasn't coming into the draft any glaring holes to where we had to go in round 1, 2, 3, 4,
True.
5, 6, and 7 to say I have to get a position right in this draft in this round. They supplemented the team, I think, properly through free agency, and then again we still have the post June 1st phase of free agency still upon us, right? So I think he did a did a tremendous job of again, addressing best player available, just getting quality football players, right?
Yeah.
I mean, players that all of them
guys, and that's what I do like. So you said an important thing: quality football players. These are all guys that had a C on their chest, so they were all leaders. A lot of leaders in the class, right? And these are all guys that made meaningful plays and play meaningful football, right? And that are used to being in the moments, right? So that's what I do like about it. It's like we got guys across the board that could just play football and that are going to come in and add to rooms, right? These edge defenders, Chop Robinson and Muhammad Kamara, they're going to come in and add to the room and be mentored by guys like Bradley Chubb, Shaq Barrett.
100%.
And that's the beauty in it, right? You have really good leadership in a lot of these rooms. Jalen Ramsey, David Long Jr., guys who've been in the league for a while. Javon Holland. When you look at the wide receiver room, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. On the defensive line, Shaq Barrett, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. These guys are going to be mentored by these older guys who are established in the league, and it's only going to make them better. It's only going to make them eager to get out there and make plays. And that's the beauty of it.
You already have 2 Pro Bowl ends when healthy with Chubb. Chubb was a Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl, definitely a Pro Bowl worthy player this year. Jalen Phillips was well on his way. And then you throw in, you got Shaq Barrett, Chop Robinson, Muhammad, I can't get his last name right. Kamar.
Yeah.
Right? As depth. Oh my. Yes. That is insane. Rotation right there. Oh, and just pure athleticism. Like, is that not the most athletic room in the league at the outside linebacker position? I mean, you'd be hard pressed, right? Jalen Phillips, Chop, you got, Muhammad Kamara, right? I mean, bro, like, man, like I said, another excellent job for Chris Grier to really bolster and really strengthen. And I know Phillips and Chubb, they've got their injury history, their injury issues that we're going to have to deal with, the first part of the season. But as you move into the season, they get healthier and they ultimately get back on the field. Can you imagine the wave of pass rushers that we're going to be able to throw at teams?
Now, a question for you. Now, people are concerned about the defensive tackle position.
I'm not.
Christian Wilkins walked out of the Miami Dolphins organization, and people think there's just a very large void there, and people think we needed to draft a defensive tackle. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm not one of those people. First and foremost, no shade at Christian Wilkins, right? I'm a fan of everything he brought to us in his 5-year tenure as a Miami Dolphin. Very productive over his last 3 years, as productive against the run overall as you have in a league. However, right, I don't think we all know the contract that he got from the Raiders, right? Yeah. I don't think he's not that caliber of player to warrant making that level of investment in. So I want to get that out of the way first and foremost, because you know how the internet is, right? But I think with them bringing in the collection of players that they brought in. You brought in a 17-game starter for the Detroit Lions in Benito Jones. You brought in Tierre Tart, who was a quality defensive tackle that can play again up and down the line. Yeah. I'm forgetting the other names that we brought in, but I think with the rotation of guys that they brought in, right, to kind of offset the impact of, because there's going to be a drop off, right? Individual, like not one player that they brought in is going to just individually say, well, you can give me the same level of production that you got that Christian Wilkins gave us. However, I think collectively and on top of, you upgraded the second level at the linebacker unit, right? With Jordan Brooks, right? You already have David Long, and again, I'm talking about coming from a primarily run defense perspective. You have two high-quality processors, two high-quality players at linebacker at the second level, and then with the collection of rotation guys, I think we'll be fine overall. The defense, I think we could be in a position looking at a better version of the defense than what we saw last year. And I'm talking about when healthy, when we had all of our players healthy. I think we can be a better version. Truly believe that. You upgraded from Xavier Howard. I know that's an uncomfortable conversation in our community, right? But at the end of the day, they upgraded at that position. I just mentioned you upgraded at the second level, right? The linebacker position. I just think you brought in Jordan Poyer, right?
Yeah, and you got a lot of dogs in the building, like
absolutely. Jordan Poyer is again. I know I've been trolling lately.
He's going to be a leader in that secondary, man.
He'll be a leader. He'll be a leader. But again, he's primarily now at this stage of his career, being 33 years old in his advanced age, right? He's more of I call a glorified linebacker, but I don't necessarily mean that in a negative way because he's still highly productive in that role. Right. So when you bring in and you add all of that, all of the additions we brought in. Right. And then on top of that, the scheme alone, right? That single high shell Anthony Weaver loves to bring that eighth man down in the box. Yeah. The scheme alone is going to help against that to go a long way to support the run defense, right?
Because so I don't think your safeties are now going to be in the box a little bit more and hanging down closer to the line of scrimmage, right?
Absolutely. So I just think when you talk about all of the additions and you talk about the schematic change, I think that's going to go a long way to offset the impact of Christian Wilkins, bro. So I'm just not one of those people. But we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, man. Anthony Manzano says, when you guys look at Mo Kamar, do you guys think he's big enough to maybe add 20, 30 pounds in transition to defensive tackle? No, man. We're not moving him to defensive tackle. We just got him. Tony Manzano, man, he coming in to play edge, man. He ain't coming in to be
this guy, tackle. Man. Come on, bro.
Stop.
Can we just see how he works out at the position he's played all his life first? Come on, man.
Yeah, we got to see that.
No, we got to see that. He's too productive, bro, to try to make the move. Nah, bro.
I kind of agree with this. I kind of agree that we do have a hole at right guard. Now, Paul was brought in. He was the only offensive lineman drafted, right, at tackle. Do you think what we have right now is enough, or do you think we may go get a guy like Dalton Risner to come in and play guard? Like, what's your thoughts on the guard position? Will we transition Paul there? Will we go get a Dalton Risner? It's just like I feel like there's a hole there for me. I'm not comfortable with going in with Eichenberg or Robert Jones as the starting guards. That's just not my thought process.
And CB, that's fair. It's a fair assessment. I get it. I'm not going to push back on that too much, but I would rather them go out and bring in someone, a veteran like a Dalton Risner, right? And I think that is in play. At some point, like in the next I'd say month or so. But the Dolphins feel the Dolphins feel like they're good. They feel like and I think it's a safe assumption to make with Liam Eichenberg penciling him in as a
Man, what happened to
like they found something with him at right guard, bro. Whether we agree with it or not, the Dolphins feel like they believe in Liam, right? They've been trying to make him. They've tried every position on the line to try to fit him in, and try to get a return on that investment. And I think they have settled in on right guard. He feels like that's the best place for him. Again, we'll see how that works out. But I do think the Dolphins are going to reach out and bring in a veteran. I think, again, I don't know who that person is going to be. We've all heard about the possibilities, right? But I do think there's a move to be made. But in terms of Paul kicking him inside, no, that man is a tackle, bro. He's a tackle. He's a left or right tackle. I would prefer him. I think, that's just speculation on our part. But I think ultimately he would be he's gonna be a tackle, maybe the right side. I think I would rather kick him to the right side, but we'll see where he fits, whatnot. But in terms of him kicking him inside, nah, bro. His profile translates to outside, bro. I don't think he has that flexibility to kick inside.
Yeah, man. And when we look at the rest of the picks, so Chop Robinson, right? Which I think is a good pick for the Miami Dolphins. I think it's a solid play. Chop Robinson, we got Patrick Paul. What's his name? Patrick Paul, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we
Malik
got
Washington.
Patrick Paul, old tackle out of Washington. Jalen Wright, we kind of talked about. The running back out of Tennessee, who's, speed and power, right? I like the fact that he's breaking tackles and doing things like that. Not really something that our guys are used to doing, right? Our guys are used to running around people.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Malik Washington out of Virginia, wide receiver?
Oh, another value pick.
Yeah.
He's projected to go, higher than what we got him at. We got him in the 6th round. You look at the production. The production is there. I mean, I think he led the college football in catches last year, right? You look at his profile. He tested well. He's got a crazy vertical, right? 42.7 inches, I think, was his vert. 4.4 guy.
Yeah.
So the prerequisite speed is there. Little undersized, but again, they're not drafting him as a boundary wide receiver. He's 100% a pure slot guy. But he, you look at his tape, he separates.
Did I lose
He's
you?
transitioning in and out of his routes. He looks the part, right? And a lot of people, man, again, like I said, they had him projected to go in the 3rd, well, not 3rd, but 4th, maybe 5th round. So again, another extreme value pick to get him where we got him from Chris Grier. You line up all of the production, you line up the testing, right? You line up the film, and again, if you're drafting him to play that, the man that's 3rd wide receiver, that slot wide receiver position on this team, ideal.
Yeah, I think he's a solid player, man. He's a playmaker. Get him the ball. Feel comfortable going across that middle and anchoring down and taking hits. I saw some of those plays on film. I guess he played at Northwestern and he played at Illinois. I guess transferred and went to Illinois, but he really did do a good job. I can see him kind of being in that kind of Brandon Ayuk role, across the middle, taking the slants, taking the in routes, the digs across the middle, catching the ball. And, he's got a little burst to him. So I think all the picks that the Miami Dolphins made are solid. Like, I mean, nothing really blows me out of the water in terms of the draft, right? But I think when you look at Chop Robinson and what we did early with Patrick Paul and his athleticism, I think these guys will be future players for the Miami Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love the pedigree. I love the fact that Chop came out of Penn State. That's linebacker U right there. Right? Some of the best edge players, some of the best defensive players at the linebacker position have came out of that program. So I love that. And I got the homie Lou up here. Lou, what's going on with you, man?
Who?
Really?
I'm sorry, I don't think we met yet. Hey, salute, man. How you doing, bro?
Well, I've been killing you for years. You know what this is. It's the
man, he said he been killing you.
I don't know who that is.
Lou, what's your thoughts on the draft?
What's good,
man?
Lou?
No, I thought, what's good, fellas? No, I thought today for me, besides day one, I think today we made some good moves. And CB, I want to touch on something you just said, the kind of the approach of what Chris Grier and the team has done this year, different than in year past, right? Especially in free agency the past couple of years, it's always been the big fish. Yeah. This year it was to acquire depth, maybe some guys, some names people really didn't recognize at first, but good guys to get in the building. I think they took the same approach this season in the draft, right? Maybe not some of the game people we were looking at or some of the names people recognize, but I think especially today, I agree with Ian, they got some good value in some of their picks. I love Jalen Wright, from out of Tennessee, the running back. I thought he is another explosive player. big, kind of physical as well. Malik Washington is the one I kind of like, just looking at him from afar, watching him a little bit. I'm going to throw a name at you guys, right? I know he's faster in the aspect, but watching some of the things I've seen since we drafted him, right? Kind of that Jarvis Landry kind of mindset. Remember when Jarvis would break out of tackles, fight for 2-3 extra yards?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
running down the sideline, the safety barreling down, right? Jarvis ain't looking to go out of bounds.
Nah, he gonna give him. He gonna give him a little bit. Yeah,
He's trying to drop that shoulder. I think Malik Washington. I don't know how you guys feel, or if you see kind of the same thing, just faster.
Yeah, and I think I think that's what the room is missing too. I think the wide receiver room is very finesse, right? And I think they're missing some of that physicality from a guy like Malik, because Jalen Waddle's not really gonna drop his shoulder on nobody. And Tyreek at this point in his career, he's getting out of bounds, bro. It's about, preserving yourself. So I think it does add another element with him coming in. He's a young guy, right? He's feeling like, hey, let's go rock. He says it. He says, hey, I'm a football player, so just line me up wherever you want to line me up, and I'm gonna make it happen. So I like his attitude in regards to that. But go ahead, Ian.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback off that. I could agree. I would agree 100%. And I think, I'll even do you one better. He's got that small, compact build, kind of like a Steve Smith was.
Yeah.
Remember Steve Smith was that small, 5'8", 5'9" guy, but just built and just physical, right?
Yeah.
And Steve Smith wasn't a burner, kind of like Malik Washington is not, but good speed, but not a burner. But the physicality, what they brought, right? And again, the contested catch rate. Sure hands, right? Fearless over the middle. That is what you want in a prototypical slot guy. And again, the ability to separate with ease. Like, he runs routes a very, very good route runner. So, and that's what you want. All of those traits will translate immediately at the NFL level, day one. So I saw hang on real quick. I saw his Instagram post too. He sent out to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. He said,
trying to get to work.
Let me know when the next session is, fam. Let me know. And Tyreek was, I got you. That's what you want to see.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see.
And both of them boys reposted it too. So they definitely calling them. So this is something I wanted to address. And Lou, we kind of had this discussion earlier, right? Glenn says all these moves made today were good for the future, but if you plan for the future, why you buy players the last 2 years? Means plan failed. Fire Grier. Now, I'm gonna start
absolutely
with you.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But go ahead.
I'm gonna start with you, Lou. I mean, what's your thoughts on this? You kind of had some pushback earlier, and I want to discuss it. I think it's a fair.
He didn't have much pushback after I got a hold of him. But go ahead.
I don't know why you lied to them people like that. You know how the internet works, and then they start running with them phones. But no, listen. I'm with Glenn in the aspect of what we seen yesterday with Patrick Paul, right? Not saying anything about the potential, the upside, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
6'7" is beautiful. 331 is beautiful. All the athletic traits I heard before I got up here that Ian was kind of telling about. It's great. But if he's not really going to be producing this year on the field, I'm kind of with Glenn in that aspect, right? Like we've talked about it. Now, I'm not calling for Mike McDaniel's job. I'm not calling for Chris Grier's job like many do in the fan base.
Right.
But I would say that they're on the hot seat, right? Like there has to be some kind of pressure to have this amount of talent on the field or given to you at one time. And no, bro, that you got to start producing. And for me, first round picks should be day one starters or heavy contributors in this team. And I'll be honest. I like Brian Thomas Jr. at 21, but I think Chop Robinson is going to give you that. But is Patrick Paul really? Because if you think about it, right? Armstead, he's his replacement for the future. This is where I'm in line with Glenn. But if Armstead goes down this year, it's hard for me to kind of think that Kendall Lamb being as productive as he was last year when Terron Armstead went down, that Mike McDaniel's going directly to the rookie instead of Kendall Lamb. Now, there's a chance, right? He comes out and beats him in camp. Cool. It's a wait-and-see approach. But just from where I'm at today, I think Kendall Lamb gets on the field, right? They're high on Keon Smith as well. It's a second round pick to be, let's even call it third or fourth on the depth chart, bro. It's hard for me to kind of get over that. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I'm at.
And I'm with you. I'm with you in that aspect, but I think you have to start thinking about the future, right? And I mean, if not now, then when? Because honestly, you have 2 tackles that are going to retire probably after this year. First of all, Kendall Lamb already said he's done after this season. He said he's not coming back. He said this is his last ride, right?
Absolutely.
Armstead is there, right? I think he's in that mindset also. So it's kind of tough to go in a position to go into a drive this year and be like, yo, we're not going to address the tackle position, even though these guys are high on our board, their best player available. We're still not going to draft them because we feel like we got enough at the position, right? Especially when you got 2 guys that are leaving after this year. I think you got to approach it like that. And I mean, having 4 tackles, I think, is a priority in the NFL. You need one for if the left tackle goes down. You need one for if the right tackle goes down. So maybe he goes to right and backs up Austin Jackson. Maybe they find a way to get him on the field. I don't know. But I think you do need to draft one. And if they had him best player available on his, it's like you got to take him. And I don't think it's drafting for need at that point because, bro, you need one.
Could you have drafted one next year, though?
So if you draft one next year, you're basically plugging and playing a rookie, and you have to play him, right? He's not integrated in the system. He doesn't know the offense, and you have to play him. And I don't know if you want to put yourself and pigeonhole yourself to that next year. Do you want to do that? Draft a rookie and say, oh, I got to play you because my 2 tackles retire? I think that's tough.
And why not try get out of when you have an opportunity? And again,
and the people complain. And you're right. People complaining about getting ahead of it, but when we draft players like this, they say, "Oh, you drafting for the future." It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Okay.
But I look at it. I think that's smart business because when you're talking about you made your first round selection, you get to the second round, and again, whether we all they made in free agency. I think Chris Grier did a very good job of addressing, the biggest holes on this team to put the team in a position they can go best player available. Again, when we talked earlier, Lou, I posed a question to you on the phone, right? In the second round, as opposed to, and again, I'm not saying I'm in 100% in agreement with the pick. I'm just telling you I understand the logic behind the pick, right? So we're in a position with our second round pick. Right. Look at all the additions they made to the O-line, to the D-line, to the team in general. What area are you going in that you can point and say that's not going to be pretty much the exact same situation that he's going to be in because anybody you pick in the second round, right, they're not coming in and being day one starters. They're not. So the question I pose to you and people that harbor that type of mentality, where's the player that you can point to say the 100% at right guard, at wide receiver, at, safety, at corner, etc., right? That you can point to and say that is not going to be riding the bench in their first year, just like this kid.
Okay, and that's absolutely fine.
Go ahead.
But the position I took, and I'm glad you brought up safety, right? Because we talked about it earlier. The same argument I hear about Terron Armstead not being here next year and the injury concern of him going down this year, right? That the rookie could get on the field. Cooper DeJean was on the board when we picked Patrick Paul.
He's not coming in and starting over Jordan Poyer day one.
I'm not saying that. You just said that a guy, right? I'm just making the argument if we would have went safety there, right? I think the value in a Cooper DeJean player, I think, again, with a Jordan Poyer, injury-prone as well, right, and up in age, and Javon Holland that is coming up for a contract after this year. And I don't believe Chris Grier is breaking the bank for Javon Holland. I want to make that very clear. I do not think that is happening. So if I'm looking at a player that is a kind of hybrid safety as well, can do multiple things, and corner from that matter, could there be a case to be made that Patrick Paul was not, you would have got better value, a better overall player in a Cooper DeJean than a Patrick Paul? Could I make that argument?
You can make the argument, but when you're talking about from a draft perspective, if you're sitting there at 2, right? And you don't have a clear cut. Well, I think they had I think they had Paul as, their best available. But, if it's a conversation, if it's not like 100% that's the guy, I do believe it was, but because, again, the reports are coming out about how they ignored trade. They had multiple trade offers to trade out of that pick, right? And they opted to stay there to take their guy. But when you're talking about from a value standpoint, Cooper DeJean, yeah, he's a corner, but he's kind of a hybrid guy, but he don't necessarily have a defined role yet. He hasn't. Is he a master at corner? Is he a master at safety? He's a tweener, right? So yeah, they took a risk on him, and he's got a lot of athletic upside, right? But he doesn't have a defined role transitioning to the next level. You don't know where you're gonna pay him at, so there's a risk there as well. So when you have uncertainty surround players like that from a value standpoint, you got uncertainty with this pick at left tackle with Paul. You got uncertainty with the Cooper DeJean pick, right? You go with the which player which position provides the most value in tackle at the end of the day, right? It brings more value than a goddamn safety picking at number 2. No.
Yeah, and I think that's what I think when you look at draft and you look at GMs and organizations, I think it's always about value and where you pick guys. I don't think it's just as easy as saying, "Oh, we need to fill a hole here." No, I think there's a lot that goes into that. I think tackles will always come off the board early, right? And if you have an opportunity to pick up a good tackle in round 2, instead of waiting to round 3 and 4 and 5, and that drop off is huge, right? I think you go ahead and do it, and I think that's what the Miami Dolphins did. I think they saw
and why not? And CB, real quick, why not get out ahead of that right now? And I'm sure the evaluation, and again, I'm not saying I'm in 100% agreement with the pick. I am just telling you I understand the logic behind it. I want to reiterate that.
Everybody understands the logic. I understand the logic. I'm just saying I'm more with the pick and the player. I understand the logic. I think
because
I understand the logic.
And I understand it
no,
too.
No. Hang on real quick, CB. Let me finish. But in terms of next year, because Lewis brought up why not just wait and draft one next year?
It's
no,
tough.
If you got an opportunity to get out and ahead of that next year, what if they actually turn out to be a hit with this player? That's one massive issue that you don't have to worry about going into the next year draft, which increases your flexibility on whatever approach you decide to go in. And on top of that, it's resetting, right, that left tackle position financially, because Armstead's gone, Kendall Lamb is gone. You got a left tackle on your rookie deal. You're going to need that salary cap allocation, right? Because we all know what what players are coming up for contracts that we have to pay. So if you hit on him now, we still have to hit on the player. You still got to hit on the player. He's still got to come in and put the work in. But the approach, I think, was phenomenal that Chris Grier had taken by dressing that player at that position at that pick, bro.
Well, again, I see Jay Rose in the chat. You want to address that? You want to get up in the chat like the famous words that you always say? Let me get up in this chat a little bit.
He said the problem is that the tackle we pick was a day 3.
According to whom? Where's his? So hang on. We supposed to. So you mean to tell me we're gonna ignore Marvin Allen, who's made in this league, Reggie McKenzie, who's made in this league, Grier, all our scouting department, people that get paid millions of dollars, right? We're supposed to ignore their evaluation and take who? What was the guy's name? What was the dude? What was his name?
You know who it is. Jay Rose.
I have no idea who that is. Whoever. We're supposed to take his evaluation. But okay, y'all go right ahead and do that.
No, and I think when it comes to evaluating, I'm gonna trust the organization for the most part, right? I've seen Patrick Paul mocked to first-round teams like Kansas City in the first round.
110%.
I've seen him mock to people in the second round.
Where you seen that at?
You can go look at it. It's on B Show's Twitter.
I heard Daniel Jeremiah come out of his mouth. He said, I have seen him mocked late first round. I've seen him mocked where he was picked, and I've seen him mocked in the fourth round. So he's all over the place.
He was definitely mocked in the first round. He was mocked in the second and third too. I get it. I mean, and it's a mock, bro. All you're looking at, these coaches and organizations are looking at the athletic profile, how they played in college, how they performed, and how they fit into the system.
Oh,
I think.
I see Von Joe taking shots in the chat. I don't know which one of y'all he's talking about. I know he ain't talking about me. He has to be talking about one of y'all.
What
But
do you say?
oh,
You said
oh,
every GM and team can find the logic behind every pick. All you got to do is put your positive cap on.
Listen. I
Okay.
want to say again. So where's Von Joe's credentials? Right. Again, I fuck with Von Joe, but bro, like you don't have a seat at this table, bro. Stop it.
No, drop that
So
link for
forgive me
Von
for not
Joe.
paying you any attention at all.
Hey, send the link. Hey, send the link to Von Joe. Hey, because he had drafted Dallas now.
I see Tony lurking down there too. Drop the goddamn link for him too. Goddamn it! I want the smoke. I need that smoke too. Goddamn it!
Yeah, drop the link for Tony and Von Joe. CB, don't be scared.
Before we get them guys up, we got 120 watching right now. Punch the like button. If you want to donate to the channel, I appreciate you. Helps the channel. Shout out to the members gang, all the mod squad, Glenn and the members gang, and a bunch of other people. Appreciate you guys,
real quick.
Appreciate
Let me hop back in this goddamn chat real quick. So you got this guy Glenn, whoever. He's saying stop that and where are your credentials? Check YouTube, bro. You've been listening to me long enough. You know what my credentials are. Fuck out of here.
CB,
fuck out of here.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him.
CB, you want to talk about credentials real quick?
What?
You want to talk?
We got plaques over here. I don't know what everybody else got.
Damn,
we not we not YouTube trained. It's all good though. It's all good. But yeah, man. I mean, everybody can sit behind a computer or a phone and analyze picks and say, "Oh, it was a bad pick," or "It was a good pick." What we do know is that these players are very good college players. They're being drafted for a reason. And they're on everybody's boards, right? They get invited to a combine. They run 40s. Like we know, all of these guys are, phenomenal athletes. So it's kind of hard for me to like hate on a guy because I don't even know what they're going to be in the NFL. I haven't seen it yet. And I think the system really determines how good guys play and how well they perform. So I'm never going to sit here and be like, oh, that's a trash pick. Bro, I don't know. And the organization don't know either. All they know is that, hey, this kid played well in college. We think he'll fit good in our system. Like, let's be real.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. No draft pick. Like nobody has a crystal ball and can see into the future, bro. Like I know some people might sound like they can, but at the end of the day, no. It's all projection, 100%. But you have a certain you have certain criteria per round that a player has to meet to justify selecting them in that round. And I'm just saying, again, from a draft perspective, from a value perspective, right? I thought that collectively 1 through 7, the Dolphins got extreme value. And speaking of that, right? The great and the queen of the community, I just received a text from the queen of the community. We all know who she is, right? There was a poll, right? And it was from Warren Sharp. I guess it was a poll they conducted, and they felt, they were trying to figure out who had the best value from the 2024 NFL draft.
We could pull that up.
Oh, they got the Dolphins number 2, bro, behind the Lions.
Hey, I just want to say real quick for the record, right, that EM, I just want you to know, since EM was name dropping, I got that queen you just mentioned. I got the same text, by the way. I just before you
that's what's up.
So shout out to the queen. We all know who that is.
Yeah. Salute to the queen. God it. So obviously somebody agrees with what EM Dolphin fan is saying about the value, the extreme value that I felt like Chris Grier and the Dolphins were able to attain in this draft.
So when we look at this chart, this is Warren Sharp. He says best value NFL 2024 NFL draft classes. He has the Lions at number 1, the Dolphins at number 2, Chiefs, Steelers, Eagles, Saints, Ravens, Broncos, Vikings, and Rams. And then he has some information here on the methodology behind it. But man, these are professionals saying that the Miami Dolphins got really good value from their draft class. So I mean, we got to kind of take that into consideration. I know people say, "Oh, these experts don't know nothing," but these guys get paid to do this and look at this every day.
This is their job to evaluate, bro. But
It's
you
their
get idiots in the chat,
job.
like them clowns in the chat talking. Oh, well, he should have been taken in third. How the did you watch any tape before the highlights you caught on Twitter today about Paul at any point during the season? Did you watch any film, bro? These clowns are ridiculous,
Yeah,
bro.
But we can't just come out and say that this is their job. I know a lot of people that go to
Is that
work
breaking news? Is that breaking news? Finn signing undrafted free agent.
That's going. Here we go.
Hey man, stop.
Here we go. Well, Chris Grier said he was on their board. He said he was on their board now.
Absolutely.
Did they do that? Did they do that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, that's a family play. I mean, getting them in the
room. Here we go. If that is just a family play, oh no, I got a massive issue with just signing him just because he's Tua's brother.
No,
now if the evaluation validates an undrafted free agent's contract, salute, right? If you see value there.
What do you think about
I'm gonna be honest, I was talking with Reason about him too. Was that couple nights ago. I don't necessarily see, I mean, I hadn't looked into him enough, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and say yay or nay would I take it and make an investment on. I just hadn't studied him enough. But yeah, but if that is just fuck all that family play bullshit. If they just signing this nigga to do Tua a favor, fuck that. I got a crazy amount of issues with that approach, bro.
And when I say that, it's almost.
Von Joe, I sent you the link, Von Joe.
Yeah.
Pull up,
Von Joe. Quit being a chat gangster. Pull up. Yeah, man. I think so. Even if you do sign him, it gives him. He's a good player. He ain't a bad football player. He probably beat out Skylar Thompson, to be real with you, dog.
I
know y'all ain't gonna me off that one.
He went there. Oh, don't say that.
He probably beat out Skylar
you talking
Thompson.
about you talking about our future QB1 that dominated the preseason and everybody was going crazy. Talking about that's our guy, right?
Pump your brakes. You was going crazy too.
No, stop. Stop. I was very clear. The tape is out there, like the receipts are there, so you can troll all you want. I told all of y'all, I said, pump the brakes on saying this man is a starter week one. Stop. This is the preseason. But he has been impressive. That's where I left it. You know that, I know that. So stop with the trolling. You already got haters in the chat already, bro. They trying to run wild with anything negative about EM Dolphin fan they can find, bro. Stop.
That's crazy.
Damn, CB, you called Von Joe a panel killer? That's what he's saying in the chat, bro. He said he ain't coming up because you accused him of being a panel killer.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Man.
If the shoe fits, goddamn it.
A hit dog will holler. I didn't say anything to him, but a hit dog will holler. Like, golly, I didn't do him like that. If he cooked, he cooked, bro.
He got cooked. Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh? He got cooked.
Come on, man. Don't be that. Don't be that.
Tyrone Hall said Skylar had a better playoff performance than Tua. That's what y'all said.
Bro, I'm not. Listen, man, I'm not even going there, bro. I'm not even going there, dog.
Bro, I can't. Okay. That's something I can't entertain today. We
not doing it.
We can have fun with that later.
This ain't the Finn's tailgate, bro. If you want to entertain dumbass shit like that, you need to go next door to the Finn's tailgate. Going over there with Pete and Fred and all them other. Going over there with that collection of talent, bro. Going over there with that foolishness.
Here we
that's
go.
What we doing.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut.
So that's what we doing, EM.
Who over there right now? Who on them panels right now? Who on them panels right now?
Fred.
That's what I thought. Exactly. Enough said.
Hey man, that's messed up, man. I ain't gonna
panel killers, bro. That's what we call them jokers. That's funny, man. But so there is some pushback in regards to, hey, some of these guys are projects. Man, I think everybody's a project. How many day one starters do you think did you see in the first round that are just going to come in and dominate and be day one starters and get all the reps? Did y'all see a lot of those guys in the first round?
You mean as a whole, or
I mean,
you
as a whole?
As a whole?
Yeah.
Well, I think Caleb Williams is going to be a starter with the quarterbacks. I think maybe with the exception of Michael Penix.
I think forced to play. Yeah.
With the exception of Michael Penix, because I think barring any unforeseen, happening in training camp, I think Kirk Cousins is the day one starter there. But I think all of the quarterbacks have a good chance to start, right? 90% chance to start. Brock Bowers, I think, has a very, very good chance to start.
He's definitely going to play.
I'm going to be honest with you. They selected Michael Mayer in a first round 2 years ago, or the second round 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So you add Brock Bowers as, and you potentially could be lining up. That 12 personnel package is going to be ridiculous between them two, bro, by the way. So I like that pick with the Raiders. I'd have to look at the list of players and where.
We're gonna go down it right now. You're looking at quarterback. So Caleb Williams is gonna start. Jaden Daniels, he's playing, right?
Yeah, he's starting.
Oh yeah.
Drake May
is starting.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Jacoby Brissett might get the nod early on.
Ooh, yeah,
I think Jacoby might get that nod early on, and he'll sit maybe midway through the season. You make the move. But I think Jacoby, I'll take that back. I think Jacoby Brissett has a good chance to start day one now.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Starter.
Oh, yeah, he's starter.
Joe Walt.
Starter.
Malik Neighbors.
Starter.
J.C. Latham. O-tackle.
Starter, probably.
Starter, oh, yeah, for sure.
Michael Penix Jr. We said he's not.
Yeah.
Rome Odunze.
Starter.
J.J. McCarthy.
Starter.
Yeah,
starter.
Because we went over the quarterbacks on the draft, CB. Yeah, he's probably starting.
Yeah. Olu Fashanu.
Starter.
Yeah, all these guys are pretty much starters.
Bo Nix, starter. We're going to say he's starter, maybe.
Well, they got Stidham over there in Denver, right?
Yeah. They got some scrub quarterbacks. He gonna get a shot. He definitely gonna get a shot. Brock Bowers is a starter. Fuaga, these tackles, and all of them are like tackles, bro. Like
they're starting. They're starting.
Latu is gonna get reps at edge, right?
Oh, I think he starts.
Yeah, he's starting. Yeah.
Byron Murphy.
Oh, where did he go? He went
to Seattle.
Yeah, starting.
Starter.
Yeah.
Dallas Turner, the edge from Alabama.
Starter.
Amarius Mims.
Starter.
Verse.
Starter.
Fontenot.
Starter.
Chop.
Starter.
Rotation. Yeah, he's in the starting rotation.
Yeah, he's in the starting rotation.
If Jalen Phillips and Chubb are not ready by week one, he'll be starting.
Oh.
Yeah. What happened?
Ain't nothing happened, CB. I'm just laughing, dog. Ain't nothing happened, man. Okay. Man, I'm good, man.
Quinyon Mitchell, the cornerback out of Toledo.
He's gonna start.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Man, you already know what time it is. He started
he in Jacksonville. He went to replace Ridley. I think that's what he did.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna start.
Yeah, who's playing over him? Christian Kirk and who? Who's the second? Who's starting over?
Who they got?
Don't know. He don't know neither. Don't worry about it.
I don't think he's starting.
I know you don't.
Okay, you hear him. Hey, time will tell.
You care to put a small wage on that, Lou?
What's up?
Well, hey, man, I've already told people in this community my pockets run deep. God damn it, you ain't saying
okay,
that.
All right, okay, all right. Well, all right, we'll pick that up privately.
We don't have to put that on the internet. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. We'll pick that up privately, but I'm just putting it out there.
Terrion Arnold, the cornerback out of Alabama, he went to the Lions.
I don't know about starting day one. Definitely
so I think he'll get an opportunity at some
rotational
point.
piece.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jordan Morgan, the O tackle out of Arizona. Green
Where
Bay.
did he go?
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Oh,
He
he'll start.
Yeah.
Graham Barton, Bucks. He's probably starting.
He's
Probably
starting down here. Yeah, he's starting.
Darius Robinson, edge out of Missouri.
Where'd he go?
He went to the Cardinals.
He'd probably be in the rotation.
Yeah,
rotational guy.
These edge guys are rotational guys. Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs.
Oh well, I think you don't trade back up and select him.
Yeah, he's getting on the field.
He gonna I think they're gonna try everything they possibly can to get him as a starter day one. But yeah,
they gonna need him because their receivers aren't good, so they definitely gonna need him.
Well, they brought in Hollywood Brown. They brought in Hollywood Brown.
They did
Yeah,
bring
but
him
Rashid Wright's probably gonna get in some kind of trouble for the incident that
did
he
he ever turn himself in and stuff? Like what happened?
Oh yeah.
He turned himself in. So he, I don't think maybe jail time or none, but probably suspension from the league. You see what I'm saying? So
he probably get 4 games.
Yeah, something like that. CB. So I could see Worthy definitely being either a starter or definitely getting on the field for sure.
Yeah. And then we got a few more players. Tyler Guyton went to the Cowboys. O tackle. He probably gonna start.
He's probably starting because they lost Tyron Smith. Yeah.
Nate Wiggins, the cornerback out of Clemson. He's solid. I don't know if
where did he go?
I don't know if he
Where'd
starts
he go?
in Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't know if he starts day one, but
they loaded. I mean, I think they got guys, but he'll probably be a rotational piece. Ricky Purcell, the receiver.
He went to the 49ers. They probably gonna start him. He probably gonna be a rotation. He's gonna get on the field for sure.
Well, I definitely don't think he's starting over Debo and Brandon Ayuk. But if one of them goes, they find a trade. He'll start if that happens.
And Xavier Leggett, he went to the Panthers. He probably
he started.
Yeah, he's probably playing. So first round, it seems like a lot of those guys are starters. Our guy will be definitely in the rotation as a starter. Chop's gonna get opportunities, man, and I think Weaver will find a way to use a guy like him and just like use him to your advantage. I think Van Ginkel is a piece that we wanted to replace, and I think he kind of replaces that. I think he gives us a higher ceiling at that role. Almost.
Hey, what y'all think? I know we talking about our first edge, right? Chop in the first round, but we got an edge today in Mohamed Kamar out of Colorado State. 13 and a half sacks coming, last year, bro. What do you think of that pick?
Oh yeah, I love that pick.
Yeah.
I mean, again, another value pick from Chris Grier, projected to go a lot higher than what we got him at in the 5th round. I think the production is there. You look at and again, you look at his ability to rush. Right, he's got an NFL body. Look at that man's physique, dude. I'm like, damn,
he's a big dude. Yeah.
The 13 sacks.
Yeah.
You look at his ability to win, at the collegiate level, his nuanced pass rush moves or whatnot. He's got a lot of counters. See, those type of, he's got good first step quickness. See, all of those traits like that when you evaluate, again, I'm not expecting him to come in and be a day one starter or get 13 sacks his first year. But if you look at how he wins, that's translatable immediately. Right, you can say at an NFL level, and again, there was questions, coming into the combine about what type of athlete he was. Well, by the way, he ran a 4.57 in a 40-yard dash.
Yes,
so he quieted a lot of that conversation about him being a upper tier NFL athlete. Yeah. He checked all them boxes. So I think that's an extremely, extremely good pick for us. And again, I'm not going to sit up here and try to project him starter, whatever, but I think he is going to carve out a role. Yeah, he's going to carve out a role on this team immediely, I think, in the short term, and hopefully it turns out to be a long-term pick for us. Because again, we had to reset that. We had to get a reset there because again, moving this time next year, you're going to need that salary cap allocation that Bradley Chubb has now. You're going to need that. Right, because we're going to have to spread a lot of that money around to address other areas of the team. We all know the status of the team from a salary cap standpoint. So if Chris Grier is able to hit on this guy, right, you have reset that market, you have reset that position overnight on the fly, right? And again, they have to work out. They have to hit on the field. But I understand the approach. And again, the approach he has taken to that position, brilliant, perfect. You can't ask for any better approach that he's trying to, he's going to address that position.
Hey, let me get up in this chat real quick, because growth to new connections said, I would love to meet EM the greatest. Then he said, I wish I could meet him. And
Damn.
I'm just
We
gonna
can set
say
that up.
Yeah,
Hey,
we can set that up. But what I'm gonna say is real quick, EM, before you get your flowers and congratulate that man or whatever. I just want to say I want to meet EM too, but I don't think it's for the reasons that he wants to, because I'm gonna smack the hell out of EM when I motherfucking see him. When I get to the great state of
that
Texas.
meet and greet. That meet and greet might be happening a lot sooner than later. So be careful what you wish for.
Hey, don't we go to Houston this year? Don't we go to Houston this year?
Yeah. So be careful what you wish for now. You think you want that, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet a lot. I can't wait to meet a lot of y'all, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of them for different reasons, but your Von Joes of the world, obviously Lou, CB, Tony. I gotta slap the head out of Tony when I see him. He already know what's up when I get my eyes on him. So, but it's a lot of people I'm looking to meet.
Who did we sign, Vincent? Oh, she said we signed a QB.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Oh, who did was it actually to his brother or what?
I don't think it was to his brother. They said
somebody trolling.
Yeah, I think somebody was trolling. I don't think we signed him. Sharif said he wanted to
no, don't do that.
We're not dropping him.
No.
Why y'all do Sharif like that's the homie, man? Chill out.
No, Lou doing that. That's Lou. Lou said don't drop the link. Hell no.
Yeah, I just heard you say that too.
No, bro. I was talking to somebody. No, right.
Yeah.
No,
I'm talking to somebody at the crib, bro. What you talking about?
Bro, you said your family left the crib for the day, bro. Why you lying, bro?
What's wrong with
Bro, be lying.
Oh shit. That man said, hell no. I don't know why they doing you like that, Sharif, but make sure you dusting off that goddamn Casual Fan of the Year award for your man here.
Yeah.
Bruh, y'all are funny. Hey, this is a good question. CB, do you think there's a possibility that we possibly push AJ in the guard and maybe start Patrick Paul at right tackle? That's a tough one.
We talked earlier. I told you I think that's going to ultimately be the play. I think
pushing AJ in the guard.
No, not guard. I think there's a possibility that next year, Austin Jackson, depending on how he develops this year, if he really, really gets good, I could see the Dolphins easily trying to transition him back to the left side and then plug in Paul in at the right side.
Okay. All right.
So,
I mean, I don't know. I think if he's good enough and the evaluation and he's practicing well, I think they should consider getting him on the field somewhere, whether it's him playing guard or moving him out to tackle. But I know tackle is very hard to transition to once the live bullets start flying, bro. It's different from playing preseason tackle and playing, NFL regular season tackle. Like, you got to be showing that you're dominant in camp in order for us to move Austin Jackson inside. I think that would be the only play if he's just showing that he's dominant and that nobody can stop him and he's blocking everybody. And I mean, we're going to have some good edge rushers in practice. So I think that'll be a good evaluation to be able to go against guys like, Shaq Barrett and Chad Robinson and all these other guys. If he's dominating, shit, get him in the game. But we got the homie pulled up. Tony, what's good, man? What's good with you?
What's good, fellas?
Oh,
Hey, Tony, you see, Tony, I'm glad you up here, bro. I told EM I can't wait to meet him, right? Because I want to smack the shit out of him. And he said, yeah, he wants to set up a meet and greet, but he mentioned your name, Tony, and I found it funny, Tony.
Tony already know what's up. Tony know what's up when we get eyes on each other. You know what time it is. Tony already know.
Tony, what I found funny is, Tony, right? I remember I heard somebody greenlighting a certain individual if they ever step foot in Florida. You want to speak on that, Tony?
Hey, look. Hey, I'm out here telling my people, right? I had to come all the way in the house so I can get some peace and quiet. Because I heard EM say he wanted to slap a certain individual. and I'm not going to put everything out on this public platform, but I think both of us know me, Lewis, and M. I think we both know all I need is a location drop. That's all I'm
just drop that damn location on me.
You trying to get back? Hey, Tone, you trying to get back to the hotel? That what you trying to do? That's what you trying to do, Tone?
I ain't saying nothing further than that. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But y'all boys I'm with the fame. That's why I ain't come up to the panel. You know what I'm saying? But when I heard that, I wasn't gonna let that slide, and all these people in this room. But y'all boys be easy. I'm all right, bro.
All right, Tone. We'll tap in, bro.
All right, Tone.
Man, y'all boys hilarious, man.
Bro, y'all wild, man. Bro, y'all crazy, man. Y'all, like I said, y'all gonna be the death of my mental health, bro. I got,
bro, what
I can only take y'all in doses.
TNTG had some show. Hey, y'all had some topics today over there, man. Hey, Color, what was up with Color today, bro?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, CB.
Bro,
listen, let's kind of shift gears for a minute, right?
I know CB was. I know CB was scared to click that link. I know that.
Hey, man,
never scared. Call me Bone Crusher. Never scared.
Color said, "Pull up on me, bro." Hey, man. Color said he want that smoke. CB, that's what that man said.
He put me in time out. Can y'all believe that? I thought he had banned me for a second.
Oh, he blocked you too?
Yeah, he blocked me, bro.
Damn.
It's crazy, bro. He was wilding over. That's what he was doing. He was wilding over Smythe, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, bro. Yeah. That's a different type of when somebody block you and then talk shit about you for the next 2 hours. Man, bro, they own something. They own something big time.
Yeah. He was big. He was big mad. He was big mad.
Yeah, man, that was crazy when I heard that. Said, man, Color, bro. All right, well.
We ain't gonna give Color the time of day, man. We already know what time it is. He's a good guy. He's just his emotions, man. He get them panties in a bunch, and then he go to yelling and screaming, bro.
So I know. So real quick though, like, what's the root cause of the issue between y'all? Because you still trying to collect that payment?
Oh,
is that what the problem is?
Oh, why you
still
took
trying to get
there?
That? I'm just asking what the problem between y'all is.
Shake paid the bet, but. Yeah, Color didn't want to pay the bet initially, but
Shake had to pay another grown man's debt. Yeah, that's what happened.
He had to pay his bet. But me and Color have always went back and forth. Me and Color have always went back and forth on the Tua thing, right? He's always felt like Tua wasn't good enough. I always have felt like he was, and I felt like his circumstances in the first 2 years were just bad, and as a result of that, he played poorly, right? But we saw once he got better players in the building, a better unit, better coaching, that he stepped his game up. And that's all I want. That's all I told people. Hey, if he gets a better coaching, better players around him, he'll be better. That's context. That's what I used to tell him. Hey, he's bad right now, but the context is he just don't got a lot around him. So, Color said he was a CFL guy. He don't belong in the NFL and blah, blah, blah. We know that's wrong. We know them dudes.
I don't remember Color saying that, but damn, that's a hell of an evaluation right there, bro.
That was his evaluation, bro.
Damn.
So, and it's okay. Some people be wrong sometimes. I'm wrong sometimes. It happens. But at least just man up and be like, yo, yeah, I was wrong on that. He's gotten a lot better. He's an NFL player. He's the future of the franchise. And I think at this point, bro, when the contract rolls out, people just gotta accept that. I mean, you should be accepting it already, but if you ain't accepting it yet, once he signed that dotted line for that extension, you just gotta rock with it and just support who you support, bro.
CB, you were always on Tua though. I heard you say you were.
Look, so yeah. I was always on Tua. Now I was upset.
Come on, no. The receipts are out there. Do I need to go print them off?
You could go. Do I need to go print them off? You can bring them up here. You can show them to everybody. I don't take no shows down. So when I found out that Tua wasn't playing in a playoff game, I was like, man, we need to find another alternative at QB. We need to make sure we have somebody in the building who can step up and play in the event that Tua isn't going to be ready. Because I was tired of the injuries at that point. It was like, damn, bro, like you can't play this game. And I felt bad too, because I felt like it was a little bit of the NFL and Mike McDaniel telling him, hey, you can't play. And I think Tua really did want to go, right? I think he really did want to go in that playoff game. Now, they didn't let him go. So I was like, man, I'm upset about that shit. Like, we need our starting quarterback. We're not winning this shit with Skylar Thompson.
So you don't think they benched him like that narrative came out about they benched him?
Oh my gosh. No, I don't think they benched him.
Oh, okay.
I think he wanted to play. Honestly, I felt like if Teddy Bridgewater would have played that game, that playoff game, we would have had a better shot at winning it than Skylar Thompson. What's y'all thoughts on that? You think Skylar gave us a better shot, or you think Teddy Bridgewater gave us a better shot?
Are we really going here, CB? I thought we wasn't going to. That's a tailgate conversation, right?
Bro,
didn't I just tell that fool earlier to go next door with that foolishness?
Bro, they love hearing about Skylar Thompson, bro. It's just some people in the community that just love this kid, but the same people who love this kid are also screaming for us to draft Penix and to draft Joe Milton and all these other guys.
Put it. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need some toes on that one.
TD said, "Hey, TD said we should draft Penix."
Oh, TD said, "Okay."
TD said draft Penix. Pete said
Tony two throws. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Hey, shout out TD Fizz talk, man. Shout out TD Fizz.
Tony two throws. That's his name. Tony two throws. You know that.
But yeah, people were calling.
Okay, now it makes sense.
But people call, and bro, what do you think about this rebuilding narrative? I gotta address this.
I'm glad you brought that up. Now I don't need toes on that one too. Now, who is out there selling this rebuild narrative? Who's doing that?
Insanity said, "Hey, we gonna leave TD alone." Insanity said, "Leave TD alone, man."
No.
Hey, man.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. Listen, you know what my approach to the goddamn community is. I don't care who it is. You out here misinforming, miseducating, right? Putting nonsense out in the community. I am going to address it. You know that. I know that. I ain't changed since 2019. So I'm not about to start now. Now, CB. I need toes on that one too, right? Who is out there spinning this?
TD is saying that the Miami Dolphins, these draft picks are signs that the Miami Dolphins are in rebuild mode.
Tony two throws. Listen, I'm not going to be disrespectful to TD. You know, I'm not on that.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to address according to you, what he's been putting out in the community, right? Yeah. First off, the rebuild narrative. Every team, every year, right, goes through some form of rebuild, right? They have to reset certain positions. Every roster is constructed differently. Mm-hmm. But being in a hard salary cap era, this is why the salary cap was put into place, to kind of promote parity, right?
Yeah.
In terms of the richer teams, like the Cowboys and the Giants and these richer franchises, before the salary cap era, they had all the money to sign all the best players, right? They had the most money. Mm-hmm. So the NFL came in and implemented a salary cap to promote and implement some sort of system that could create parity amongst the teams, right? So you bring in the draft, you got free agency. So the narrative of teams are going through a rebuild. Every team is doing that every year. You got to reset different positions based off how your roster is constructed. Now, in terms of the Dolphins here, right? Rebuild. I wish TD was up here. Excuse me. I wish Tony Two Throws was up here right now to really kind of define what he means by the word rebuild. But I'm going to make the assumption.
I think he means like the Dolphins are rebuilding, which is kind of, I don't understand it. I don't understand that thought process.
Bro, like what we went through in 2019 is a rebuild. When you are in a quote unquote rebuild, right? Yeah. You're trading away all your expensive assets to recover draft capital to resupplement your team, right? From a draft perspective, we saw the Chicago Bears do it. right? We saw the Carolina Panthers do it recently. Every team, I mean, you can go down through the years. We were doing that same thing in 2019. So when you look at the Dolphins in terms of addressing this rebuild narrative, right? This year, right, in free agency, they were the most aggressive that they have been in the last 4 years, right? Is that the movement of a team that's in a rebuild? I would argue not, right? What other than Christian Wilkins, they let him walk for free agency. They let Andrew Van Ginkel go in free agency, Rob Hunt go in free agency. If you're using that as a the fact that they let them test free agency and sign with other teams, reset the market at their respective positions. If you're using that as a reason why you think we're in a rebuild, well, San Francisco, they let Eric Armstead go, right? Eric Armstead go and sign to another team. They're resetting that position. Are they in rebuild mode? Are they rebuilding? Right? Kansas City, when they brought in 4 starters on their O-line, right? Let Tyreek Hill walk. The most dynamic pass receiver in the league, let him walk. Traded him, right? Are they rebuilding? Were they rebuilding? No. What they're doing is you have to reset different positions, right? When it comes time, when that player becomes too expensive, because especially when you got a quarterback on on their second or third contract, right? That is how you do it. This is just normal, standard operating procedure at the NFL level. So this dumbass shit about we're in a rebuild is fucking ridiculous, bro. And it needs to stop. TD included. Anybody out there that's promoting this nonsense, y'all need to stop this foolishness.
Well, and that's
CB, real quick though, man, don't do that to your viewers, bro. You had a super chat. I think.
Yeah. Let me show.
Read that super chat.
Shout out to the homie Cruz Ruiz. Hey, appreciate you with the $2 donation. Salute to the panel. EM is a hoe for sure.
Damn.
That's I don't even know who that is. I have no clue who that is.
Go up for the homie. We gotta go up. Hey, y'all are funny.
Absolutely.
I have no idea who that is. But but really, whoever's out there promoting this rebuild, here we go again with another dumbass narrative that people are using to dumb down the fucking fan base. It's ridiculous.
But I mean, the rebuild thing is just blasphemy to me. I don't get it, because you still have really good players on the roster. If you were stripping the roster down and moving guys away, I would be like, yeah, you're rebuilding. But you still have Pro Bowlers on the roster. You're still drafting guys that are really great players to fit in right now and make plays for you. And then you also are still bringing in free agents like Shaq Barrett and Jordan Brooks and guys you figure can help you win now, right? I don't think you're ever in a rebuild mode if you're trying to go win a Super Bowl. And I think we're still trying to go win the Super Bowl.
Well, the problem, CB, right, and this is where I kind of defend Grier in the aspect of he's in a lose-lose situation, because when we trade for Tyreek Hill, the narrative is, well, you gave up a first-round pick and all these picks to go get a player. You trade for Jalen Ray. You did this, and you had to trade for him, right? Now, Chris Grier in the offseason doesn't make that approach. He brings in lower-tier guys, right? Still productive in this league, can get the job done, to your point. Shaq Barrett of the world, Jordan Brooks of the world.
Yeah.
And now Chris Grier is not selling out to go get the big bank, right? So it's like, damn, bro, and when he does it, it's not worth it because we're losing capital. And then when he doesn't do it, we're still losing because he's not going out and getting the big fish for these fans. And I think that's where the problem is, bro. Like we talked about during the season, even after the season. Well, we had injuries. Whose fault was it that he didn't add depth, right? So now he lets Christian Wilkins walk. He brings in 7 D tackles, interior defensive linemen, bro. And it's not good enough because we let Christian Wilkins walk, right? The linebacker position, he upgraded. Look at the sign. And again, this is to where EM kind of made the point, and I agree. Chop Robinson, right? You can honestly look this season and see that Chris Grier has improved at all 3 levels of the defense. The defensive line in this going into 2024 is better. The linebacker core is better. And getting rid of Xavier Howard that hasn't been as productive the last 2 years, and upgrading with Kendall Fuller, right? And adding Jordan Poyer to the mix as well. The secondary is now better. All three levels of your defense, you can honestly sit here and say that Chris Grier has improved in that area going into 2024. Like, he's done a good job, bro.
Yeah.
And again, are those moves of a team that's rebuilding?
Nah,
is that a GM that's saying, you know what? No, we rebuilding. Is that the move? Bro, like,
No.
come on, man.
No.
It's ridiculous. These narratives, bro. And again, I'm just not singling out one person, but I'm talking about anybody that's out there trying to convince people that we in a rebuild. Bro, that's some of the dumb. Like, again, it's just like dumb take after dumb take after dumb take. That people are projecting.
Retooling is the word, right?
But this is what teams do every single year, bro.
Yeah,
every team, 32 teams in the league, retool. Yeah, that's why you got the draft, bro. That's why you have free agency.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
I agree with you.
But they want to make it. But I know certain people.
They want to make it negative, and I get it, bro. I mean, you know, you have certain people you cater to. I get it, but
KP in the chat saying could the question be had that we are worse off this year going into this year than we were last year? Look at KP in the chat. He said he thinks this team could possibly be worse than the team we fielded last season. Do you two gentlemen agree with that statement?
No, I don't agree with that. No, I think we're better. I think we're better.
I think we have everything we had last year, outside of Christian Wilkins, Van Ginkel, and X, who was aging. Who else did we lose? Robert Hunt, right? We lost
Now, to me, that is the area of the most concern.
It's the guard position.
It's the interior guard position.
But everything else, I feel like we got better.
Absolutely. I listen, no shade at Christian Wilkins, but I think I think this time next year, we're gonna be sitting here. We're not gonna miss Christian Wilkins, bro.
Yeah.
I think the defense is gonna be a better version a better version of itself than what we saw last year. Truly believe that. I'm convinced of it.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. But hey, I gotta get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all boys coming through. This was a great show, great panel. We got to do some more stuff in the Dolphins community like this. I want to get more people involved too, for sure. The guys who can have some legitimate conversation, and it just
they few and far between. CB, it ain't very many of them out there now.
It seems
it's slim pickings. I'm gonna be honest with you.
CB, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm questioning the third person you had on the panel tonight.
Hey, that's real cute. Hey, I'm sure it's a lot of folks question. A lot of the stuff that comes out of my mouth, but we'll see. Again, we all know what we say, what we project out in the community, and then what. One thing I've always agreed with Tony Two Throws on is he would say, "Time will tell," right? And that generally, we all know what we say and project in the community, and we just let the time play out, and we see who was, what they said was spot on or not. So we'll see. So it's cool.
Man.
It's cool.
I appreciate y'all boys coming through, man. It's always love, man. Appreciate
Hey, man,
boys,
CB,
man.
salute to you, man. And salute to the panel. Salute to the chat, too, by the way, for them pulling up and showing you love, bro.
You getting a lot
Shout
of
out
love
to everybody.
in the chat, Lou, you always get love, man. Getting a lot of love in the chat, though.
Hey,
man.
Shake, that's my true day one right there. That's my true one.
CB,
that's
CB,
my true day one right there, bro.
CB, I know you're gonna get ready to get out of here. I just got one question, right? Because Ian's been doing this a long time. He was in the game way before me.
He say he a vet. Right?
He's a vet.
I can confirm that. I can confirm.
Yeah, we got to give him credit. I used to watch Ian before I hopped on the panels, right? And I knew of him, right?
So you was learning from me? Is that what you're saying? You was learning? Okay, that's what's up.
No.
I was around when Ian was camming up.
Yeah. Me too. Absolutely.
Both of y'all was learning. Y'all was learning, right?
Not really learning.
No, we said we were listening. We weren't learning. We were. There's a difference. But either way, let me get to my question, right? Because from 2019 to where we go now in 2024, I believe EM has evolved, right? He's gotten way better. But it's funny, about a year, a little over a year and a half, maybe getting close to 2 years now, he's gotten there. You've seen a drastic improvement, right?
Wow.
and I don't know. Listen,
can you explain as to why? Can you elaborate on that and explain to why do you think that was? Rabbit Dolphin?
I was just getting ready to do that, right? Like
Okay,
me and you
okay,
started
okay.
having a relationship just a little bit over a year and a half, maybe close to 2
Mm-hmm.
years, right? And now CB is also getting involved. So I want to give CB his credit. CB, just a question I pose to you. Since me and you have started coming around, don't you think EM has gotten better on these shows, bro?
Oh my gosh! Not even a question, Lou. Not even a question.
okay.
Really,
All right,
CB?
Not even a
Now, it's funny
question.
how you saying now, right? You would agreeing with him now, right? But the other day in the Twitter space, when I told you, since we put him on, right? Since we put Lou on, we had that discussion. Said, you know what? He's a young.
We literally
he's up and
transformed
coming
Lou.
in the game.
We literally
He's up and coming
transformed
in
Lou.
the game. Let's go. Let's try. Let's put him on and let's see how it goes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we was in that space the other day and we made that public knowledge, right? And you agreed. Lou stepped his game on when we put him on, right?
He
so
did.
which one
his
is
takes,
it?
His
So
takes
which
got
one
a lot.
is it?
His takes got a lot sharper. His takes got a lot sharper.
So which one is it?
Well, that's a cute.
I think it's a combination.
I know
of
we can
both.
get Shake Money up here. Shake Money will tell the truth. I do know that, right? I know Shake, the homie, gonna tell the truth.
Hey, Lou, we did kind of take you under our wings, though. We did.
Yeah.
Well, no. First of all,
we know that.
Let me address the narrative of put someone on. Ain't not no nigga in this community put me on, goddammit. All right, now. And I want to make this very clear. If there was one person that maybe put me on, it definitely wasn't CB83, goddammit.
Here we
Let's
go.
correct that right now.
Hey, I gotta get him right. Hey, he's once I put you in the wolf.
So what you saying, Lou? He ain't in that stratosphere, bro. He ain't in that stratosphere.
Definitely not.
I put Lou in the wolf pack, and then I transformed him and brought him to the dark side, bro. Come on.
Oh, damn. Hey, that's some dirty work right there.
This was fun. You know, it's always fun, man. It's always fun. Hey, appreciate y'all boys.
Hey, man, salute, CB. Always respect, bro. And hey, shout out to the chat for real, man. What them numbers looking like, CB?
Hey,
what them numbers looking like?
The numbers up, man. They love
okay.
us, man.
Well, you know when the Dolphin fan pull up, the numbers are gonna spike up. We know that. We all know that.
They just wanna hear your whole ass takes. That's what they want to hear.
That's cool. That's cool. But obviously when the Rabid Dolphin pulls up too, them numbers are gonna spike up as well. So you welcome, CB. You welcome, goddammit.
I was about to say y'all were struggling though before I got up here.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sound good.
Yeah. Well, I take everything I said back. No, hell no. They don't spike. I don't even know what this dude is.
Hey, appreciate
Shout out to the chat, man. Salute to y'all, bro. We'll tap in a bit. You will tap in soon, fellas.
We'll tap in. All right, bro.
All right,
bet. Hey, shout out to them boys for pulling up on me, man. I appreciate y'all. Hey, do me the favor. Please hit the like button. I appreciate Cruz with the $2 donation, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, if you guys want to support the channel, become a member. Run that Bet USA up. Y'all already know what time it is, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. It's your boy, Vince Tate with CB83, and I'm out. See ya.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I told them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't